All right, what's up? We are live. Welcome back to Snuffing Torches Survivor 48 premiere recap. Been a few months. Great to be back with you guys. Got myself, Eric, Nathan, and John Rich. Probably be a similar crew throughout this season. We'll get Clemmer in the mix as well. And I'm actually making a committed effort. So I know I always say
careful.
No. Listen, I know I always say, "Oh, we'll interview these people after the season." I don't think that's the best way to do it. Like, I think talking to players after the season when it's been over for a month or so is like, I don't know, it doesn't matter as much. But we'll get some people on to recap episodes with us. I think that's the best way to do it. They can join us with us. We could talk about their experience at the end. I met some of the cast of Survivor 47. They're dying to come on. So, Stuff and Torches, premier Survivor podcast out there. I mean, we're getting invited to Survivor.
Tommy, so another thing you have to address is you tweeted like, we're back tonight. Snuffing Torches is back. Best Survivor podcast in the business. And the first and most liked reply was like, can't wait for one episode every 5 weeks. And I will say football season is tough. Tommy literally travels during Survivor. This isn't football season, so we should be way more regular and just a better schedule than football season when it's scattered a bit more.
Yeah. Football, I mean, last fall, we made a pretty good effort. I got back from Chicago pretty much every Wednesday by 7 p.m. or so, immediately hopped onto Survivor. We might have missed like 2 or 3 because of like my flight literally got delayed, but I think we did them Thursday mornings. But yeah, as far as I got no schedules on my conflict for the foreseeable future. So we are planning to Wednesday night, every Wednesday night, it'll typically be like, 9:30 because there'll be hour and a half episodes. We'll be live. YouTube only for video. We don't do Rumble anymore this season as of now. That might change. So YouTube chat, I don't know, could change, never know. YouTube chat, stay on the YouTube chat. We'll take all comments there. Make sure to subscribe to the YouTube, like the YouTube. And then we're still gonna have the podcast up the next day on Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen. So yeah, great to be back, guys. How you feeling?
Good. Great episode. You hyped it up perfectly. All
right, let's address some elephants in the room first of all. So I on Saturday went to the Survivor 48 premiere party in Chelsea. They reached out, CBS PR people reached out to Jordan Berry, our booker. They invited me. They invited the whole office, anyone who wanted to go. I went with a couple other people. Hold on, my TV's distracting me. I went with a couple other people. It was incredible. It was literally incredible. Me, Clemmer, and Meek Phil faced off in a challenge that Jeff Probst literally called it. Like we were on the island. I talked to Jeff for a few minutes afterwards, trying to give him my casting pitch. There's going to be a video, that whole thing coming out probably early next week. I'll put it out. And it was great. I met a bunch of Survivor players from last season, met some of the cast from this season. So yeah, I mean, am I going to be thinking in my head? So Mitch, I know, introduced himself, said he was a fan. Kyle said he was a fan. So, if somebody came and they kissed the ring, they butter me up. Yeah, sure. That might factor into my opinion of them a little bit. I've always said that I could be bought. Then, we watched the premiere episode. I thought it was a good premiere episode. I know you guys are mocking me a little bit. You're saying, oh, Tommy, he's selling out. I just had the dozen. So I was able to watch the first hour tonight. I couldn't just watch the second hour, but I watched it all on Saturday. But from what I remember watching, I thought it was a pretty solid premiere. Now, I could have been affected because the cast, literally the whole cast of 48 was there watching it, and they were, reacting to things. So that was cool to see. Might have added the vibe. But I think for a premiere episode, that was pretty solid. You got to know a lot of characters. I thought the tribal was interesting. Is she going to play the idol? Is she not? She plays this shot in the dark. I don't know what you want from a premiere episode, but I think the cast has some potential. And yeah, listen, I'm going to be fair.
Okay, let me say this
on Survivor, but I might have some more exciting things coming up with Survivor, and not going on the show necessarily, maybe one day, but some other things. I don't want to spoil any of that, but I'm still going to be fair and objective because the reason they like us is we're fair and objective. And that's the end of my rant. Jeff Probst was great.
Okay. So you're not going to be fair or objective, and I think that's fine. You will be a corporate sellout. You'll be a shill. It's fine though. Like, it's fine. You talked to Jeff Probst. You got a little snicker out of him for 0.3 seconds. Then he forgot who you were, and it's the best moment of your life. And now you're never going to have a fair opinion on the show ever again. But we will do the podcast in that light, and we will forge forward, and it'll be a more Yas Queen, more lib forward podcast. And I think that's great. I have no issue with that, Tommy.
Maybe we needed that because we've been accused of hating the show.
Exactly.
So maybe we just need gung ho, best show ever. Yes, Queen, Tommy. I
like that idea personally, but no, I mean we'll stay. That's what separates us. There is a lot of that, Yas Queen. Yeah, I saw someone in the chat. Tommy Smokes definitely a teeny fan. I'd put her on the Mount Rushmore. I put her on the Mount Rushmore of Survivor players. Mount Rushmore, which I think should honestly all be women. Yeah, I mean, we'll still be fair and objective. Don't get me wrong. But seriously, all that aside, I thought that was like a fine premiere episode. It wasn't the greatest thing ever, but how often is a premiere episode like take your breath away?
No, and I think we all agreed last season was awesome. I think we all enjoyed, and I thought last season was not just like a good new era season, but like a just great season of Survivor overall. And I didn't think tonight's episode was particularly good, but I'm not going to be like, this sucks, because it's the premiere. We don't know much. I think they spent a lot of time on the autistic girl when it didn't need to take up half the episode. That was probably, I think, the biggest flaw of it.
Scenes, Nate.
It was like 2 scenes, and I thought the moment between her and Joe was
Joe's the man.
Joe's the man. I didn't realize
he's going to turn on her. He's going to use that against her in a heartbeat.
I don't think he will. So I saw something.
He won't, but that would be telling.
His sister just died of like domestic violence. Jesus, and was like her huge fan of Survivor, wanted to play. So Joe, I think Joe's going to end up being a fan favorite. Like, he seems like a guy with just a heart of gold.
Yeah, he seems awesome. It's obviously too early to judge the season. Not a ton of like gameplay they can show. It's just getting to know the characters, getting to know their backstories. For a premiere, I thought it was fine. Nothing blew my mind. Nothing was the worst.
There were no fireworks. Like, we've had a few lately where I feel like people were getting taken out by like the medical staff. People having vaping thing. Like the person who went home for their fucking vape. Like there was nothing like that.
Yeah.
But aside from that, like you're right. It was about as good as you're gonna get for one.
Yeah. I mean, we'll do I guess we'll do a full recap to start, or if we want to kind of go tribe by tribe too. But we'll start with those little challenges. So you had the Marooning challenge, big mud, crawling through the mud and everything, and then beanbag tosses. That is to win tribe supplies. Purple tribe won that. I mean, we go by colors. If you're new here, purple's Loggy, Vula's green, Siva's orange. And then immediately you got to decide, all right, the 2 losing tribes each send one person to go and try to earn supplies for your tribe. Kyle goes for orange. I don't really know how they decided that. I thought it was weird that Kevin went for green. Like, I think the pizza guy, Justin, was like, oh, you want to go, Kevin, since you got hurt? And like, you didn't even get to be in the challenge. Like, that seems like the last guy who should go if he's hurt. But I mean, a good way to get somebody else to me is, it didn't really end up mattering for either of them. But to me, that is worst nightmare, is missing that initial bonding, hitting the beach with your tribe and being isolated. To me, feels like the worst possible thing to happen day one.
I don't know. How much time are they actually gone? I was thinking about that today. Like,
how hours.
Much time were they really gone? How much time does he really miss out on? Because if you come back and win, I think you're kind of golden. I mean, it's like a 50-50 shot of being like,
but even if you win,
do they ever vote that guy out who comes back and wins supplies for the tribe? I would have to go and look. I have no idea. But that seems like a pretty big feather in your cap. And the 50% shot, if you're the other guy, you still probably have plenty of time to talk to people.
Yeah, but there's also going to be the thought of like, oh, did he get an advantage on that
That's true. That's a big thing.
it is different. So I know they've done the Sweat and Savvy one. I think this one-on-one instead of working with someone, I think it was fine.
I thought it was such a necessary change. Sweat and Savvy didn't work out at all last season, if you recall. It was just it's ended up with them like throwing shit and being really mad and quitting. And then I liked the ropes and the machete and the key and the coconut. I thought it was cool. I liked it.
And I like the move from Kyle of helping with the water after his thing breaks.
Did you think it was kind of odd that it like disqualified him because it broke?
I mean,
it maybe shouldn't break. It maybe
that's what I was thinking, John.
But I kind of like it as a wrinkle. Like it kind of made it interesting.
I don't know what the other option is there though. Like you bring out a new empty glass. I don't know. I think it's like
it's not a breakable glass.
Like maybe do plastic next season.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but I thought it was a good move for him. And now, if they ever end up on the same tribe, there's a bond built right there. Let's kind of go through, I guess, each tribe and establish the connections. We'll end with green. We'll start with the orange tribe. So we got Charity. She's the flight attendant. Pretty hot. Chrissy, firefighter. She seems like an old school Survivor player. Chrissy feels like she should have been on like season 3 or something. Dude,
Chrissy needs like a pack of Marlboros on her at all times. She rips. I like Chrissy.
Yeah, she was busting chops. I forget what she was busting chops about, but she fit in. I liked her a lot.
David the stuntman, I like a lot too. I think David.
I thought you would hate him.
No, I expected him to just be like this big hardo douchebag, but like he was kind of funny. I thought that he had some funnier lines than I expect. Now, him saying that he avoids drinking water at all costs is one of the craziest things I've ever heard. But I thought that he maybe it was more in confessionals. I was like, oh, this guy's actually got some humor. I think he's going to be a good character. Like when he had one line, he was like, I think he was like, Kyle's no me, something like that. Like he could be set up for a funny fall eventually. But in camp, he didn't come off as like egotistical asshole. He came off as, I thought, pretty charming.
He was doing pull-ups pretty quick when she made a pull-up joke. He started busting those out pretty fast.
Yeah, and
he also dropped a. You can tell the most about a person from what car they drive
and how they like their steak.
And how they like their steak. I thought that was a little bit like, all right, Kyle, fucking relax. I don't even have a car. Not Kyle.
Me neither.
David.
Yeah, David.
But that's funny. Like that to me, at least, I was like, this guy is I think he's going to be an interesting character.
Hates water though. Hates it. Sorry, not next guy. Go on. I have a note on someone.
This is just funny. Someone said, imagine the next eating, drinking, movie challenge, just a glass of water for David. Like while someone's eating a centipede, David's got to take down a glass of water.
He's holding his nose.
We got Kyle. So he was the guy on the reward challenge who went and helped. Kyle also came up to me at the premiere party. So Kyle, high up on my list, strictly from that.
Now, Kyle has a scar on his shoulder, but then he re-hurt his shoulder.
Kevin's the one who hurt his shoulder.
What?
Kevin hurt the shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, Kevin. Sorry, Kevin. I was reading chat, and someone made the point. They didn't show it.
Yeah, that was Kevin.
Okay. Sorry, I got confused.
Kyle's the one that helped out.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's early and we didn't see that much of this tribe, but I think Kyle seems like he's got some potential. I thought he did a good job when he got back from camp, was just honest with everyone. David, the stuntman, was like, you could see in his eyes that he was being authentic. So I think he could have potential. He could almost be like a Sam from last season. Just like young, normal guy.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And then Mitch also came up to me. Mitch, shorter guy. He said he has the speech impediment. Gym teacher. He feels like he's going to be a fan favorite, if I had to guess. Just feels like a good energy. But this tribe, I feel like we spent the least time. Oh, and there's Camilla.
I like Camilla. I think
a lot.
She's good. She had a good vibe to her. Her just kind of pretty effectively throwing. What's her name? Charity under the bus that seemed to be working perfectly, and she did that without really making a scene or drawing any attention. Like she seems pretty good.
Bro, she got my quick, like, that's a winner vibe.
I know. I agree. Agreed. Definitely.
She was like, that's such a classic Survivor move. Like, yeah, just make somebody else the target. And like usually, on day one, somebody will be bossier on camp or they'll mess up in a challenge, blah, blah, blah. She just kind of made Charity the target for no apparent reason.
Easily. Like, you didn't even really have to try. Just kind of played the cards that came to her and she had everyone on her side.
Yeah, I thought she played that as perfectly as you kind of could day one.
I wrote a note on her, Camilla.
What was it?
Oh, that I like the cut of her jib.
Yeah. Well, save that for the jib cut at the end of the episode.
I know. That's why
has a good connection with Kyle. They were both Guyanese and from the Bronx, so she's got probably a good final two, honestly.
And they both like the movie Holes, right?
Yeah, they both love Holes.
I thought they were going to find out they were related or something, and that was going to be a twist.
Well, that's what I was saying. Are they not like from the same neighborhood? Like, how big of a Guyanese population is there?
That's what I thought they were like inching toward that, and it was going to be some crazy twist in the show.
Blood versus water surprise season.
Yeah.
So yeah, watch out for there. But I think Camilla is kind of the person that stood out from a gameplay perspective, and David stood out as a character perspective. But I think that could be an interesting tribe. Then we got is it Logi or Logi? Whatever, the purple tribe.
Purple.
We have Thomas. He's the gay guy. I like Thomas's vibe a lot. I thought he had a good vibe.
Mustache.
Yeah. I thought he had a good vibe, very likable. You had like the all bro alliance forming. He's like, I never thought I would have been an all guy alliance. Him, I'm struggling with Shaheen, right? Is the other guy?
Yeah,
Shaheen and Joe, who we talked about. And then you've got Thomas, who was like, I felt something with Bianca. Bianca, we didn't see too much of, seems just like, whatever, might know the game, might not. And then Eva, autistic, that a contestant that had the moment with Joe. I thought it was a nice moment. I thought it was a nice moment between her and Joe. And I think, obviously there's the human side of it, but like it's good gameplay for Joe to stick. Like that could be a tight duo that goes very far.
Yeah, I think they will. I mean, I think they were setting it up for it. And they're both, I think, probably two of the better competitors and probably smarter than most people. Like I would be kind of shocked unless they really just start dropping challenges. But I think they're the strongest tribe. Like I'd be surprised if any of them are out quickly at all.
If I had
Star too, who's like a basketball player, she might have put herself in a little trouble. She was kind of out looking for an idol and stuff, but she might be on the outs. But it'll be interesting to see what happens otherwise. So you got the three guys together, but then Joe's like, I want to work with Eva. Thomas wants to work with Bianca. So but I agree, it's a strong tribe.
If I had to go off of who will be the fan favorite based on the premiere, it's Joe in a landslide. Like, that was the best premiere episode for a player, maybe like ever. It's just, he won America over in a hot second. So Joe could end up being too likable and become a target.
You know what I just thought of?
He's jacked.
You know what I just thought of?
Would be tits on him.
Pecs. Would be an insane. I mean, we're kind of getting ahead of ourselves here, but like, I feel like the alliance of the episode that got the most time was Joe and Eva. And I feel like that's going to be. I mean, obviously it's a nice moment, so they're going to show it, but I feel like you always got to pay attention to, like, they're showing it, for a reason too. Like, it'll probably come into play later in the show. If we get a Joe versus Eva fire making at Final Four, I try to recapture that Tony Sarah moment from Winners at War.
Matt Fisher in chat. I'm not good at knowing if people are lying to me. Newsflash. That's how lying works. So yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't think she's the first autistic player in Survivor history.
That is fair. Like there was a funny tweet that was like, it went pretty viral. It was like everybody that loves Survivor is autistic a little bit.
Yeah. If they didn't say it, and I'm not discounting her, and I'm not discounting her like story and all that. If every player who is autistic was openly autistic on the show, there wouldn't be enough time. for this.
I will say, like, if she didn't say it in a confessional, I'd say it to Joe, I would have had no idea.
Of course,
like, which is a credit to her and like how she handles it. And
I think
she talked about, it's like, I just fixate on something, fixing with the wood and stuff. But yeah, I would have never known.
Gameplay wise, I don't know, to be that open and proud of it, like strictly gameplay. It's like Tommy.
She only told Joe.
Tommy, it's like when you say like you don't want too bad, like you don't want your entire arm chopped off,
right?
Because they won't take you to the finals if you don't have your arm. You have to balance. You have to be very particular how you balance.
No, it is like definitely a gameplay thing, and I think she knows that because she's like, I'm not like, it's not like they all got to camp and she like said it right away. Like, she found one person she could trust, which I think is smart. Just to, like, that's such a, like, people build bonds on day one over like, oh yeah, we both like the movie Holes, but when you build a bond like that, and she did it with such a perfect person in Joe, who I think is genuinely going to like look out for her. So you have that bond. And yeah, I think it's smart where, yeah, I mean, as bad as it is to say, like, people do know, oh, wow, she's got this great story. It doesn't matter if she's autistic, if she's an amputee, like we saw with the one girl a few seasons ago. Like, no matter what it is, if people know you have a really good story that you're going to break out at Final Tribal Council, they are not going to let you get there.
Chat just listing people that are autistic, and he goes, Rupert was the whole spectrum.
Rupert. I was never a Rupert guy.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't strategic enough for me.
As like a 12-year-old watching him, you weren't really. I
was rooting for Russell to take his ass out in Heroes vs. Villains.
I mean, I think Rupert is like, you look at him in like wonderment and awe as a teenager, be like, that's what I want to be on Survivor.
That was not who I had in mind.
You wanted to be Russell.
Yeah, I wanted to be the evil mastermind.
Yeah.
I can't. I'm sorry. I can't stop thinking about a hypothetical Joe heel turn.
No, it would be amazing.
That would be the best thing that's ever happened, I think.
Or an Eva heel turn on him.
Yeah, but Joe just lying to her.
Yeah,
Joe seems like genuinely.
He would never do it, but it would be the
people
best,
who I think they've ever cast.
Which is what would make it the best heel turn we've ever seen.
And then last tribe, Vula, Green Tribe. We've got Justin, got the pizza shirt on, long hair. Justin's giving me a Jelinski vibe.
Yeah.
He's giving me a Jelinski vibe. Also, I did some research. Justin works at Luigi's Pizza in Revere, Massachusetts. Dave has been there and rated it a 7.5.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
And he's the manager? Or he's not the owner?
Manager, I believe.
Okay. He's not in a pizza review?
No, I'm sure that I don't believe so.
Manager Luigi's Pizza. Look at that.
Yeah. He seems like he could be smarter than Jelinski for sure, but just have like a similar vibe.
I was gonna say it's maybe a little unfair to him to call him Jelinski.
Yeah, but it was just something, maybe just like physical look or like
the look for sure.
Cedric seems
I like him.
I like him.
He's a butt doctor.
He's an ass doctor.
A butt surgeon, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like Mary a lot. I thought Mary was really good this episode. I mean, she built the fire, and then she was immediately like, I don't think anyone really gives a fuck about though. In like season 48 of Survivor,
I like her too. Yeah,
she did get lied to. I guess
so I thought she was right for being on to. It's Say.
Oh,
right?
Saya is a problem.
Just Say she's going to be my 0.0. I think. I don't care that she found the idol today. Say, if we're talking as good as Camilla played the first few days, that's how bad Say played. Like, to immediately, and I get it, you want to get an alliance early, but you can't just form an alliance based on nothing. Like, she was just standing next to, was it Justin and Cedric, I think? And she was like, so we're going to lock in this 3? We're going to lock in this 3? She's like, when Kevin gets back, we'll lock Kevin in too. Like, that's just not based on anything. And then she's going so hard finding the idol. She gets it eventually, but she basically tells the whole tribe about it because they're all helping her. I thought she played way too hard out of the gate. I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about it more, but I thought it was so dumb they didn't vote her out. So dumb they didn't vote her out.
They'll get her out eventually. Like that.
but she's got an idol. You got the numbers to do it right then and there.
They might already sniff it out on her that she's just not meant for the game. Stephanie might have been super annoying and just like Say is the type of person who thinks she's running the game and is not in control of anything at all. And they might already know that. That's what I was thinking. It's like, let her have her little idol. She won't know when to use it. She won't have any real allies when it matters. That's my vibe on her right now.
Yeah, I guess if like you think she's your ally and you want to have an idol in your alliance, I get
Something
it.
like
But
that, yeah.
I think it's get the idol out of the game. And like they said, a couple of the guys are saying like, we now know how to find the idol.
Yeah.
They did all the work for her.
I'll say
it was all the women who raised her who unlocked that.
That's true.
I liked that way more than the typical Beware advantage. Like I thought having the mental aspect of like figuring out a code was way better than some of the like the red paint stuff or other things like that. Like to me, finding the idol should require skill and like problem solving, and I thought this was a good way to do it instead of just like you can't vote anymore because you opened this thing.
I will say in general, I don't hate the idea of finding a Beware advantage and then just telling everyone in your tribe, because so many, like half the contestants, if not more, just trying to lie and hide anything just fucks them up in the end. Well, like, there's something like, and like that's kind of part of the like the only reason that some of them kind of like her is because she was open about the Beware advantage.
So okay, but
like, I think in general, Survivor in general, I think people are a little bit too secretive when they don't need to be, and it just fucks them up because they look shady.
So John Rich, is that almost saying like tell everybody you have the idol and then burn it immediately, almost like make it not matter?
Maybe but then not what's the point of like the idol, but in that situation so early with Beware advantage, like when you're like trying, like you don't even know what the Beware advantage is.
Well,
you're
so
like
John,
trying to be
I get what you're
shady
saying.
And, like, tell one person, and then like all of a sudden you got a target. Like
that's the thing. You got to keep that secret. So here's the thing: is it used to be you found an idol, you had an idol, you didn't tell anybody because it wasn't a multiple day scavenger hunt to figure it out. People find out now because it's like so convoluted and she needs help and stuff. So it adds that element to it, but I kind of wish it was so much more simple like it used to be when you just found it and had it, so you could keep it a secret a lot easier. Because it is like last season when they're like, Jeff, we don't even want the shot in the dark because it's not doing anything for us. You don't want idols to get so complicated where 4 people know about it that you either have to say, I'm using it tonight, so I'm not a target. Like you want the idols to matter.
I also think that it's harder. I do agree with John's overall point where
I do too.
People do lie a little bit too much just to lie when it's like, but I think for this, it's tough because you don't want to on day 1 or 2 be like, hey, everyone, I was out actually looking for an idol and now I can't vote. I think not having a vote is like, you don't want to go back to your tribe and be like, I can't vote, because that just putting a target on your back is somebody that was like sneaking around and finding an idol. And then also like, you can't vote. It's like, well, why don't we just fucking vote you out?
Yeah. And David kind of did a similar thing. Just back to what I was saying, like he saw the things on the trees and just immediately was like talking about it with everyone. And I kind of like that too.
See, something I thought was interesting is, unless I'm misremembering here, Say and the Green Tribe, they didn't find any of the letters under the ropes, right?
Any of the letters?
I was confused about how they knew to like count the letters.
That was just like they were guessing the code. So there were 6 animals.
The numbers were on the parchment.
Yeah, it was 216337, and every number had its own color.
Okay.
And then there would be like, pink dolphin, or pink 3. Oh, pink dolphin, 3rd letter in the word dolphin or whatever. But
I'm surprised they got to that easily.
Yeah, it must have taken a while. But the other tribe, the Orange Tribe, also had like rope covering numbers, and when you covering letters, and when you unraveled the rope, you were able to see all the letters, you wouldn't even have to bother with the animal thing. Now, someone said, Tommy, the other tribe had different things. I don't think that's true, because that orange tribe, they also had the painted animals, did they not?
Yeah, they did. They definitely had the painted animals.
So I would imagine, because I don't think they would do different stuff for every tribe. I would imagine every tribe has the painted animals, and you have to figure out that, word puzzle, whatever, logic puzzle. But then they would also have the ropes that are uncovering the letters. And theoretically, you would just be able to bypass the animal shit and find the 6 letters to listen and unscramble them.
Yeah. Yeah, if that's what those letters were, which I guess they must have been.
Maybe the animals are the connecting thing, someone said. I guess that was like minimal, and I don't think we really saw anything from purple. So yeah, I know one tribe had ropes with letters, but I also know that they also had animals with colors too. So I'm wondering if the green tribe also had ropes with letters somewhere, but they just didn't use them. But maybe they're all different. What else we got on this tribe? So I guess let's talk about the challenge. I'm just gonna go through some of my notes here.
The entire first hour, just everybody covered in mud. It
was really hard to learn who people are.
Yeah. It's my new favorite trope, is just absolutely filthy, covered in mud. And we found out last season, I tweeted at someone, I was like, do they not let you wash it off? And she answered on Twitter that they specifically tell them they're not allowed to wash the mud off their faces.
Which makes sense, because like even Kevin and Kyle couldn't wash off on their way over to that mini challenge.
I mean, it looks ridiculous, but I like it.
I was thinking that. I was like, why are you guys not just jumping off the boat or something? Like, you have to get that off you. That's Survivor. You gotta jump 2 feet in.
Oh, when he held his hand, taking him off the boat.
Yeah,
I missed that.
The immunity challenge, obstacle course puzzle, the Survivor logo. Kind of big thing here, I guess, is Green Tribe loses overall, and Stephanie is kind of the scapegoat here for messing up the challenge. So she's got a target on her back. She's talking about astrology and how she's gonna sit on her hands and stuff. And basically you have her and Mary, right? Is that her name? Her and Mary are an alliance. Cedric and Say are together, and then I believe it was Justin and Kevin who were kind of the swing votes, right?
Yeah, they were playing both. They were kind of on both sides. At least Kevin definitely was. I'm not really sure where Justin fell, to be honest.
Yeah, it's hard to get a read on him. So they're basically deciding, we've got this alliance with Say. She's got an idol. Stephanie's bad in challenges. She's kind of weird. She's like a hippie. And then you have, the other side of it is like, let's just get someone out with the idol. I thought this was really I know we touched on it earlier. I just thought it was a dumb move. I would take out that. To me, you have one player, you have somebody playing hard, making alliances, who has a hidden immunity idol. Yeah. You have someone who is bad at challenges and is talking about earth signs and watching the stars and sitting on her hands. I want to go further with that second person, because I know they're not going to be a threat to me.
The case for Say, that's how you said Say?
Say, yeah.
The case for Say was just like so easy to make. Like, I don't know how enough people weren't able to just articulate how obvious it was to at least flush the idol out.
Yeah, that was kind of my thinking, is like, it also, like, there's got to be more. There's almost just got to be more to it.
Stephanie might have been worse than we know. That's the thing I can really think.
That's all I'm saying, is she must have been just so impossible to be around.
Like, I doubt, like, she didn't. She seemed pretty chill.
She's talking about astrology at Tribal. Like, come on.
Astrology. There's maybe something. I'm thinking about getting into astrology. A lot of people believe in it, Nate. The stars are up there.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, when you have that much time, it's like, hey, do you mind if we just get her? And everybody's just like, sure, easy first vote type of thing. I don't know.
Say was all in on the astrology too.
I thought it was smart she used her shot in the dark. Like,
yeah. Sorry, I wrote that down. That's how it had to be more, because she knew to use shot in the dark. It had to be so blatant. like that she knew on the first vote.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Mary looked shocked as hell.
Well, maybe her head wasn't in the game. Not everybody's sharp.
I'm just saying, like, if Mary looked that shocked.
I think that Stephanie knew her name was out there. Like, it was out there because of the challenge performance. And it's like, yeah, I mean, people fucking forget they have a shot in the dark. So much so where they just give it up to barter with Jeff. Like, I would like to think that I would be someone who was more aggressive to use my shot in the dark. I know it's only 1 in 6, but it's better than just not using it the entire fucking time.
And you lose your vote when you use it?
Correct. Which her vote didn't matter. Like, theoretically, in this case, if she had both Justin and Kevin, her vote wouldn't have mattered.
John Rich, you didn't see last season, right?
No.
So they were starving to death. They had no food. They didn't eat for like 3 weeks. That they all made a deal with Jeff just to burn their shot and like throw them away for a bag of rice.
Okay.
Yeah. So it was a little Jeff was a little humbled by that. He was like, "Oh, okay, my big thing that I invented, nobody like cares about at all." It's because it's been used like properly twice, I think, in 7 seasons.
That's like a contestant problem though, because it is worth using.
I mean, not it's been like it's saved somebody. I mean, not used properly. But
no, but I agree with John. Like, it's not Jeff's fault that these people just never use their fucking.
Yeah, I think the 1 in 6. It just make it easier. Maybe I don't know.
So at the premiere party thing, they were talking with some game masters after. They're having a discussion about how that came about, and they were like, you know, it's I forget what he said. He said it's a Hail Mary. And the game designer was like, usually in a game mode, in a game, like a Hail Mary has a 10% chance of success, like when they're designing a video game or something. And Jeff was like, well, why don't we up it a little bit? And they eventually agreed on like the 1 in 6 thing. But I almost think 1 in 5 might be better. I mean, 1 in 6 makes sense because it's a dice.
Yeah.
Like that's just a classic chance.
Well, I think 1 in 6 is good. It's just like a contestant's. They just like don't market it well enough.
I mean, if every contestant used it, it would hit, you know, a few times probably.
It hit one time really big, right?
Yeah. Was it?
I forget who it was.
Shot in the Dark has a PR problem. It's not.
Yeah, it does. Like they forget about it. Literally, like they need a sign that says you have a shot in the dark up at every tribal.
This is a good point too, which I agree with. If you use a shot in the dark and weren't going home anyway, it looks shady to your alliance. Like there is the element of you, and in general in Survivor, I feel like you want to draw as little attention to yourself as possible. And if you get up at tribal council, especially early on, you play a shot in the dark, there's a spotlight on you. Yeah. Caleb, that's who was the shot in the dark in 45.
Is it? That's just like an insurance policy that you might as well cash in it.
Yeah, but then your alliance might be like, why don't you trust us? You didn't trust us? I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. It would have to be like a certain situation, which I guess doesn't come up that often.
I thought it. So I want to still wrap. We're pretty much done, but I want to wrap the end of this episode, and then I want to talk about Survivor 50 because there's news there. And I thought of a fun little segment that we could do at the end of every Snuffing Torches episode. We should vote on all the themes for Survivor 50 together.
Okay.
I'll send you guys the link where you can vote. Chat can do it too.
Wait, it's it's already up, or
yeah, it's already up.
Huh.
I believe so. I don't think it's gonna be every week. I think it's like a few different times throughout the season. I'll put is this gonna work if I just put this link in this YouTube chat?
I don't know.
But we'll do that in a few minutes. Pull up that tab though. We'll all vote.
I got. Oh, so okay, it's quick.
Cool. Yeah. But all right, let's just kind of wrap up this episode. Overall, let's do 3 people you think have a chance to win, and then we'll an official winner pick.
Pull the cast back.
I would say my top 3 is Camilla. We talked about her. I liked what I saw from Camilla. Thomas. I think Thomas showed some promise. And nice. That wasn't. And I'm gonna say Mary. I know she's kind of on the outs now. Like it could be a dumb pick because she's like obviously next up. but I thought she was smart. She seems relatively likable. I'm going to send one from each tribe. So I'll say Thomas, Mary, and Camilla are the three that stood out the most.
Oh, Tommy likes Kamala. That's a shock.
Mm-hmm.
I like her too.
Who do you guys got?
Kamala, Chrissy the firefighter, and they're on the same tribe. Fuck.
It's fine. That tribe's not loose. That tribe might.
Also, it doesn't matter. I just did one from each tribe. But
I like Joe. I don't think he can win though.
I don't think Joe can win. Joe's gonna be like a guy that gets out in like 6th and has an incredibly emotional exit.
If Joe wins, he would be like the most beloved winner in so long, and I like the idea of that. Like give me Joe. Just give me.
He was a little less jacked. If he was a little less like an obvious imposing physical threat.
If Tony can win, Joe can win. Give me Joe.
So who do you have? Joe, Camilla, and who?
And Chrissy the firefighter.
Got it.
Man, you guys, I'll try to take different ones. I definitely want to take Camilla. That was one I had before we even did this. I'm gonna go with Mitch. I think Mitch could.
Who's Mitch?
Like he's maybe like too good of like a feel good underdog, but I kind of feel like that could happen. Like I kind of feel like I kind of feel like it could, and
I agree. And he's not. He doesn't seem to be like annoying at all.
No, he's not annoying, and his. I don't know what it says. There's something about like his speech impediment disability that seems like it's not going to like be a target.
Correct. Yeah.
I don't know why that makes sense. But
no, I agree. Like nobody's like I can't sit next to Mitch in the end because he has
like,
a little bit
are you guys really? You think?
Kinda, yeah. Like for some reason, I think that. I don't really know why.
Okay.
But, and then I'll go with Justin. I think he'd be the pizza guy. I think he's like a pretty boring winner. But we've seen some pretty boring fucking winners recently.
He does. He just seems like a bored guy. He seemed consistently bored throughout 3 days in Fiji. I don't know if he's boring himself, but he seemed like he was bored.
He's just chilling. I don't think he's gonna rub anybody the wrong way ever. Like, and he's what tribe is he on?
He's on the one that went to tribal council, the Green tribe.
I don't love that, but I don't think he's close to being on the outs there. So like that,
I will say though, the fact that he didn't have the knowledge in taking out Say, which I think would have been the right move, does ding him.
Yeah, but also once Say's, that entire tribe is going to change when Say is gone, which will be soon. Although somebody's going to get fucked because if she's smart, she'll play her idol next time. So somebody there probably will get fucked. But I think Justin can survive that.
If Kevin's the one with the messed up shoulder.
Yes. But like that just never was an issue after that. So.
He's charming and athletic and strong. He has a good chance. I think
him and Kyle, I think, are similar. Just like the both that went on the little Marooning challenge, like two kind of charming, upbeat young dudes who are relatively athletic. It seems like I wouldn't rule them out at all.
I think Kevin might be my number one.
So wait, I thought he wasn't even in your.
He wasn't in your top 3.
I forgot about him. That I just searched him real quick, and I was like, oh yeah. No, he just jumped the.
All right, so let's do it right now. Official winner pick.
Kevin.
I'm taking Thomas.
All right, I'm taking Camilla then.
All right, Thomas.
If Kevin's hurt, though, chat saying they had to pop his shoulder back in.
His shoulder's fine.
When did you see that? How does chat know that?
I don't know. They didn't show his injury, but he talked about it, so I'm confused too.
And now let's do our 0.0. Let's say 3 people that have no chance to win. I'm gonna say Say has no chance to win.
She's a free space.
She's a relatively free space.
Star, no chance.
Yeah, probably not.
You think maybe Cedric too?
No, but Doctor has a chance. Oh, fuck you.
Yeah, Nate was just gonna be like, 2 black girls, nope.
Oh,
Nope.
boy. That took me a second. Fuck.
But to be fair, they both, like, put targets on their back early by isolating themselves from the tribe and looking for idols.
Oh, fuck, that was funny.
God
damn it.
Who else?
Let me think.
Who was the guy who was like California Girls?
Oh, fuck, you're right. David
the
right?
Stuntman?
Yeah, that's who I should have.
Yeah, he's not going to win.
Yeah, he's not going to win. I mean, Mary's not going to win.
I thought Mary was.
But I do like her too. I got the image of her being so blindsided in the first tribal that has stuck with me. But
Justin not winning, yeah. Justin didn't.
No, but Mary's not my 0.0. Hold up, let me go back to the lab. She's not my 0.0.
I'm looking at Mary's Instagram. She's a 0.0.
Oh, you're cheating.
She's just she's not gonna win.
She's not spending millions of dollars.
No, I mean, she doesn't have the Instagram of a.
I had her in my top 3 potential winners. I do think Joe probably can't win either. He's too nice. Too nice.
Actually, too much of a threat. I know who I'm gonna go with. It's kind of along the same lines. Chrissy's not gonna win. Chrissy won't win this. She's a good contestant, but she also is like obviously a good contestant. Like,
Chrissy's don't win Survivor.
No, I wish she would. Like she deserves to probably, but she's not winning Survivor.
Chrissy would win seasons 1 through 8.
Something like that, yeah.
I don't even think she'd win back then.
John Dalton said Mike Bloom tweeted that Kevin dislocated it and then passed out, requiring Dr. Joe to come in and pop it back.
Where are you seeing this?
In the YouTube chat.
No, where are the YouTube
Mike Bloom is like a Survivor guy. He was out on the island for it. The person who tweeted the most last season won. Rachel was live tweeting every episode. Makes sense. So it could be something to watch out for. I was also trying to, and I could say this because I didn't get any intel, but as we were watching the Survivor 48 premiere, the cast was there and they were all sitting together in the front 2 rows. And I was trying to pay attention to like who got cheers. Like when they came on screen, like try to listen to who got cheers. Ooh. But I just didn't know anybody's name at that point. So I don't really remember. Like if I went in with a full roster and like thought of that plan going into it, I think it could have been effective, but it ended up not being very effective. I didn't really get anything out of that. I did like how the episode started with the casting tapes. I thought that was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't think Shuhan can win either.
Shaheen? Oh, I think Shaheen's solid.
I see no reason he can't.
I just thought somebody else who can't win. I don't know why I didn't think of this. Chrissy, the girl that
you just said her.
You said her.
Wait, no.
The firefighter.
Wait, never mind. I'm
you mean Charity?
Why is Wait, so hold up. So Chrissy was the girl they were throwing under the bus.
Chrissy is the white firefighter.
Right,
Charity is the
who was the girl that Camilla was throwing under the
Charity,
bus?
Charity.
Charity. That's who I mean.
I mean, neither of them are going to win.
Charity's not going to win. The whole tribe's against her already. Because
Camilla's not going to let it happen.
Yeah, that's another one that isn't going
to win. I'm not going to give her a 0. I know.
She's not winning.
Okay. I'm not going to argue that, but I'm not going to give her a 0.
All right, that's it. I thought it was a solid enough first episode.
Yeah.
Let's go on to Survivor 50, I guess. If you guys have anything else you want to add.
Quick going through my notes here. I liked Cedric's blazer.
All right, cut jib goes to Kamala.
I'm gonna give my jib cut to Kyle for the move of helping Kevin with the water. We were watching. We said jib cut.
I'm giving my jib cut to Say. Honestly, like she has no chance. I kind of found her refreshing. Like she's really just saying whatever the fuck comes to her mind, like just completely firing from the hip. Like she's not a good player, but there was something I enjoyed about the way she just really does. Like she said it from the beginning. I'm just gonna, like, it gets me in trouble. I just say whatever I think, And I did kind of enjoy her presence in the game.
Yeah, it's a good like character to have in the show. Someone just playing so hard, but I just don't think she's going to win.
Right,
is not playing very well. So Survivor 50, which is going to start taping in a couple months.
It's crazy.
The big thing, Jeff revealed this, not to brag, I got the first scoop Saturday, revealed it at the premiere party, that Survivor 50, and then they put up the video like a half hour later. I was like, God damn, I thought I could have sat on this for like a couple days. So he was talking about how like Survivor 40 in his mind was the end of one era, and Survivor 41 ushered in the new era. And he's like, I know people talk about too many changes, and he made fun of himself for the reversing the hourglass twist, but he was like, all these beware advantage. He was like, we really wanted to change the game so that nobody can come to Survivor and know what to expect. Like that old version of Survivor to a degree is done, and like there's no playbook for the new one. So he was like, we want to do more beware advantages where it's constant decision making of tribe versus individual, and just basically have a game where people can't prepare for. You can't really write up a blueprint, and instead you have to be able to adapt and take risks during the game. The way he explained it, I was like, all right, I get it, Jeff. I still wish we could go back to sort of more old things, but I understand you've been producing the show for 50 seasons. You come up with new things. He was like, so maybe Survivor 50 will be a new era. And he said, confirmed all returning players, but the fans will decide. I don't know if this will mean that every season in the 50s is going to be like this, but he said Survivor 50 is really going to be a thank you to the fans, and they want to give back, let the fans decide on a bunch of stuff throughout Survivor 48. They'll put up different questions that fans can vote on in terms of like, what are the tribe colors? Is there Final Four fire making? I'm sure there'll be stuff about idols and advantages, all that. Started tonight, 4 questions. Overall, what are your thoughts on this theme for Survivor 50? Basically, the fuck it, do it yourselves.
I'm a little woke on it. Just because they're asking the fans doesn't mean they're going to listen to the fans. They're going to do what they think is best at the end of the day.
I don't agree. I mean,
I know I'm being a Debbie Downer in that, but when you're looking at $1 million productions and stuff, they're not going to be like.
They did this before, though, with Survivor Second Chances, Cambodia. They let the fans, vote on the cast. And you could technically say that, that was decided. But I don't know. I think it is like an interesting experiment. Like, what do they fucking care? Like, they're not going to give options that they're not comfortable with.
They'll collect data for sure and get feedback for sure. But I don't know. I don't think fire making is in the hands of the fans. I think it's in the hands of Jeff Probst.
I don't know. I think it is in the hands of the fans.
Yeah, I think whatever they like give us is in the hands. I'm still, I guess, maybe I'm a little confused still on like what exactly is up.
So people are saying that it's already 3 tribes in 26 days. The days thing I've started to care about less. And someone asked, did Jeff confirm 50 is all new era returnees? No, it's not. It's going to be people from all eras. So that's great news that all returning players are going to be from all eras. They're going to be from season 1 through season 50, basically, or season 49. You're going to have all players, which I think is great. What I was going to say overall is, to me, this voting thing is nice. It's good. I'll do it. It's a good way to get fans excited for season 50, which still isn't going to air until literally a year from now. But to me, this all comes down to cast.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about the format. They have to nail this cast. And that's what will decide the season.
Is there anybody you guys really hoping to get in?
I mean, like, people are saying we're not going to see like Boston Rob, Parvati. If you look on like Reddit, there's like rumored people like Sean Rector from season 4 Marquesas is rumored, who he was like my first ever favorite player.
I want to see what was it, Ethan? I want to see the old.
Doubt. Well, no, he just played in 40.
I know. I want to see the people from like when I was 9 years old.
Malcolm would be great. Amanda Kimmel is a name I saw on like a Reddit thread, but I don't know what the fuck. Like, I don't know how the fuck these people know. Like, that could be total guess.
No, it's all trajectory, whatever that word is. Trajectory.
I never saw this girl play Survivor, but I'm just watching other reality TV because she keeps popping up. I want to see Suri play.
Legend, dude.
Suri was there, awesome. But she's not.
Just said, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Traders.
Don't tell me because I want to watch her season. Don't say it. Whatever you're gonna say, don't say
it. She's very fun to watch in that show.
People say Suri's like the best player to never win. One of the best.
I think
players
that's fair.
She never wins Survivor.
She rules. Her son was in an episode of Big Brother. Like she's been on a lot of different stuff, and she's awesome.
I don't think she'll ever play Survivor again. It's like, I mean, I guess it is like get the monkey off your back and like, you know, get that last chip off.
Well, she just seems so willing to do anything.
Like reality TV.
Yeah,
you work for a month and they pay you.
Yeah,
and the difference with, you know, Boston Robert Parvati is like they've won already. Like their stories are pretty much written. Like Suri coming, but I don't know if they'd ever let her win. But she is a great player.
Boston Rob, I don't think will be in 50. He mentioned when he was in the office that 40 was kind of like his grand finale from Survivor, and he's doing Traders and doing Deal or No Deal Island. I think he's producing maybe on one of those. I can't remember. I obviously it's Boston Rob, so you're never going to say that he's not going to be there. Like it's Boston Rob, he is Survivor, so I'm holding out hope that he is there. But
I mean, I'd love to see Russell Hantz back personally, but I don't think that's ever happening.
Do you think they ask Russell?
No. I mean, maybe, but like the vibe is that, you know, he's like on a blacklist, but I would love to see him play again.
Like, does Russell being there skew the show so much towards Russell that it almost like is a detriment to the show because of just what a player and personality and his lure in Survivor history? Like, is he just too much to have on 50?
Yeah, I get what you mean, where it's like any season Russell is on becomes a Russell season.
Yeah,
it's possible, but I mean, depending on who. Now, it would be interesting. Like, will they do any winners? Because sometimes, like when you had like Survivor Game Changers, it's weird. You had like 3 or 4 winners, or Heroes versus Villains. You had a few winners, and they always just kind of get targeted early. Like, obviously, the all winner season in 40 worked because it was all winners. It's weird to put in just like 4 winners and we just put such a target on there.
Bro, they could put Erica in there and nobody would know she was a winner. They'd be like, what season were you on?
I'd love to get Galen back.
I bet Rick Devens comes back.
If Jonathan is not on, shirtless and sweaty, we riot.
I'd love to see as few new era people as possible, but Hoboken Mike would be a good one.
Yep.
Gabler.
I honestly would love to see
Gabler, Jonathan. Do they put Caroline's big in the Traders world now?
I bet she'd be back.
I could see her getting a call.
She's such a good character. Jesse from season
4. She's good on Traders?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesse, I think would be. I'd love to see him back. I think he's the best player from the new era, arguably. That they win, at least. Cody was his ally, right? Oh, Dama Bate. That's a good call in the chat. He's the one that lost to Wendell in the tie vote in Ghost Island.
I watched Johnny Fairplay in a different reality show, and I fucking hated that guy.
Well, he's one of the all-time Survivor legends, but he's never coming back. Ricardo was good. Shan was good.
Well, you don't think Fairplay? You don't think they'd toss him a bone?
No, because Jeff got mad that he quit in 16.
Yeah, but it's 50. You know, you have to let bygones be bygones.
I mean, I would love if they said, hey, Survivor 50 is like the 20 most legendary Survivor players ever. Yeah. It's not all winners. It's just like when you think Survivor, you think, you know, Richard Hatch, Johnny Fairplay, Boston Rob, Rupert.
Isn't Hatch is like the #1 band guy, right? Because what he did to Sue?
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, no, #1 band guy is Dan from season 39, who literally got kicked off the show for like assaulting a producer. Essentially.
Yeah, there's the assault guy. There's the pedophile guy.
Brian Heidick, and Scoopin is top of the band. Scoopin actually top of the band list.
Yeah,
in jail, I believe, for child pornography. Tough to top that.
Tough look.
Yeah, but I think Richard is banned because he assaulted Sue. Sue's banned for suing CBS for $500 million over it.
What?
Brandon Hantz I think
He's banned for sure.
Is banned.
They should do Survivor banned. Just
Dude,
all the worst people.
We should do Survivor banned.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's
Jeff D. Lover's Brandon Hands is is what I need.
Let me double check that scooping thing before I throw out the P word, because someone just said it in the
fairly
chat.
Sure that's what it was.
Yeah.
Why is it not immediately popping up?
Oh,
yeah, he's a convicted fraudster and child sex offender. Okay.
Who was the person who was like, take out your teeth?
That was Brenda to Dawn.
I watched that clip.
Tough clip.
Tough clip.
All right. Do we want to go vote? Let's go vote.
All right.
Yeah.
Tribe colors. All right. Who cares?
So personally, I don't care.
Like, we're voting on tribe colors.
It's something. Blue.
Right.
So we have blue, orange, green, orange, light blue, purple, or green, yellow, red. I'm taking out green, yellow. I like the middle.
Turquoise and purple.
Yeah, the middle one, option B.
I didn't see the right one. Hold on.
I'm going stoplight, option C.
I'm going option B. I like that turquoise and that purple.
Real quick, I'm not voting option C because I'm not going to register on CBS.com to vote. But the idea of
it. Do you have to?
Yeah.
I don't think you do.
Wait. Oh, you just have to type in your email.
I don't even. It's not giving me anything.
Really? Oh, you're probably already logged in.
Oh, now it is.
Log in. Rice or no rice? Do you want to make
Let me continue with email. We're doing this.
Yeah, I'm getting in my email.
Okay.
It was easy. I just put my email.
I know. I did.
All right. I voted B.
Oh, I was gonna do give them rice.
Oh no. I meant for the.
Oh yeah, got it.
Give them rice. Make them earn rice. I personally, I'm giving them rice. I don't give a fuck about that.
I don't. Yeah, me neither. Just. Yeah, give them rice.
I want to see what people in the chat are saying. Vote along with us. Put in your options.
I'm not thrilled with the first two things we've gotten to vote on. I'm just going to throw that out. So,
next one, Final Four fire making. This is actually a pretty big game decision. Final Four fire making showdown. It's delivered great moments, but not every fan's on board. Where do you stand? So basically, a Final Four, should it still be where one person wins the immunity challenge and they choose two people to go up in fire making, or should it just be a vote? Now, the argument for keeping fire making is that people, a lot of times, the best player would just go out in fourth place. Like, they would just get to the Final Four. And if they didn't win the final immunity challenge, they were screwed. Now they have an option to keep destiny in their own hands. I like that aspect of it. Personally, the fire making challenge itself, I don't really care about. It has given some good moments. I'm personally pretty torn on this.
I think I'm pro fire making. I'm having a hard time.
Okay.
If there's not fire making, what does it look like?
It's just a vote at Final Four. It's a regular vote.
So it comes down to 4 people.
And then if it's tied 2 versus 2, it does then become fire making. But usually it's like 3 versus 1, and everybody just votes out the person who's the biggest threat to win.
Yeah, see, I don't want that to happen. I think I like the biggest threat having at least some kind of a chance.
Yeah, I mean, they argued it. You know what? I think I'm pro fire making too.
I mean, you just got to vote the biggest threat out earlier. If the biggest threat gets to the Final Four, I think he should have a chance.
So I'm pro fire making for the reasons you just said, but if it's Survivor 50 and it's the best players and it's back to like original idols and everything is kind of like OG game, no time capsule or whatever.
I mean, it might not be that. It's like whatever.
Right. So I think it's dependent on the other fire making. If they do new school rules, keep new school fire making. If it's old school rules, keep old school voting. That's how I feel.
Now, someone says Jesse has said in post-game interviews he knew he was bad at fire, would have preferred to vote. That is a good point. If I'd rather see someone be able to save themselves by turning people on their side as opposed to just putting some sticks.
There's not such thing as being bad at making fire. Learn to make fire. You can't.
Yeah, but I don't care. That doesn't.
Everybody has an equal opportunity. Like John Rich isn't naturally better at making fire with flint on that island than I am. Everybody is extremely equal at making fire. So I reject the idea that Jesse is just bad at making fire. It doesn't.
I'm voting to lose the fire making. I want it to be like the old seasons. I'd rather see a vote. The fire making doesn't do it for me. I do like the idea, but I'm going back to a vote.
It's such an. I still like the moment.
Agree, obviously.
I still like the moment of.
Hey, it's your vote.
Last year's fire making was
keep the fire.
Awesome. John Rich, last year's fire making was crazy. It was one of maybe the best ever.
I still need to watch that.
And then this one, I'm glad that he's letting us vote on it. But I imagine this is going to be 100-0. Looking ahead, should we bring back the live finale Marooning show in LA or keep the winner reveal and after in the jungles of Fiji? Live in LA, keep it at Fiji. I mean, why would you not vote live in LA?
Because live in New York's not an option.
Yeah.
I actually don't really have a strong opinion on this.
Well, you didn't really watch a season like live while it was a live reunion, right?
No. Maybe the first one that I did this.
No, because that was 41. They started.
No? Okay.
Yeah, like
all
that
right.
is.
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
That's a moment. Having Survivor 50 get back, and it's like, all right, and you get the shot of Jeff walking through the jungles, and he's on jet skis, and he's in a helicopter, and it makes it seem like he just got all the way back from Fiji. That is a goosebumps moment. He the other night he said something where it was like, I forget exactly what happened, but he was wording it where he was like, the live final and everyone thought he was going to say LA and got excited. And then he was like, Fiji. And I was like, oh, I thought some people liked that. Jeff, nobody likes
that. Tommy, you mentioned when you were talking to your good friend Jeff earlier, something about like he wants it to be different and you don't know what you're going to get into, the different eras. Did he or you say anything about new locations or like not being in Fiji?
Yeah.
No, that didn't come up. I think it's staying in Fiji.
Yeah, but maybe like, all right, 40 through 50 we're in Fiji. I don't know, 51 through whatever will be somewhere else. Like,
I think it's just an economic decision of like they've set up base there and.
Well, this might be silly. Then is there really a difference between doing it in Fiji and doing it in LA, a beach, and like, is there really a difference?
It's a fair point. I mean, you just get a beach in a forest somewhere.
Yeah, like why? I think the Fiji government, blah blah blah, whatever. But like, if it's one singular location, it doesn't have to be Fiji. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Going
live.
All right, so my votes are in.
Votes.
We'll do this every time that they have it up for grabs. Why is I just started.
And your vote matters. Let me tell you that.
It does. I mean, the snuff head. Hey, if the snuff heads all stick together and we all vote for what we want, then we can make some things happen.
I swear to fucking God, if we get green, red, and yellow tribes.
Let me be the first to say I don't give a fuck what the colors of the
tribes. Tommy, that was the joke.
Oh.
I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna watch 50 if it's green, yellow, and red.
I do wish it was 2 tribes. I wish, but that's not.
Yeah, wait. Why isn't it 2 tribes? I didn't even think about it. Of course it should be 2 tribes for 50. Oh, I hate 3 tribes. There's 2 things we can all unite on: is themed new locations is vital, and 2 tribes is better than 3.
The only thing I would say is just the way he was talking. I'm sure it'll be 3 tribes of 6, but I think there's like a 20% chance it's 3 tribes of 8. They take a page out of the Surviving Barstool playbook, and if that's the case, I'm okay with that because then we're getting a few extra players. 8 is a good enough tribe.
Yes.
But he was just talking about the list where he was like, we got it down from 250 to 75, and then you had a hard cut to 50, And it's like, you know, we can't do a season of 50. It's got to be around 18, 20 or around there. But I think they want to put as many people on as possible. So, all right.
Jeremy the Gravedigger?
What? James the
James that was a bad one too. James the Gravedigger.
He was one of my favorite players too. All right, that's it. Snuffing Torches. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, subscribe Apple, Spotify. Go like the stream right now. Like and leave a comment. What should people comment on something you want to be able to vote on? Comment on something that you hope CBS lets us vote on.
Yeah.
That's it. We'll see you next week. We'll be back all season long. Maybe we'll have a special guest next week. We'll see whether it's a former player or like Clemmer or someone. But or both. That's it.
Clemmer from the Pizza 4?
Clemmer from the Pizza 4.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Big get. All right. That's it. See you guys next week.